Hey, I'm back. Japan's trains are famous all over the world, but of course they're not always good, and so let's look at 10 things Japanese women don't like about riding on trains. Okay, so I saw this article recently, and it just talks about people it's terrifying to sit next to. So these really aren't all on the train, but they're mostly train things. They have a video here. I'll link to it if you want to watch it yourself, but let's go through these. So number 1, people who fall asleep, lean on you, and drool. This is surprisingly common in Japan. Oftentimes people just fall asleep on trains and then they start putting their head on you, and really kind of disturbing sometimes, but it happens more than you think, and especially drooling, that's disgusting. Anyway. Next one, sweaty, smelly people. I've seen online where people say Japanese people don't wear deodorant because they don't have body odor. Not true, they definitely do, at least some of them do. For the most part, I don't smell so many people, but especially on a hot day in summer, it does stink, and nobody wants to sit next to that person. Next, number 3 is Yankees, thugs. I don't know if they can really say they're thugs, but basically in Japanese, a Yankee is someone who's kind of in a biker gang. They usually dye their hair like a blonde or light brown color, and they try to act tough. I don't think this really happens so much anymore. I think probably 20 years ago or so it was probably more popular, but recently I don't think so many high school students are really doing this, but there's probably some. Number 4 is old men who need attention and keep pestering you to have a conversation. I imagine this probably happens more with women than men. I can't think of too many times I've had an old man just bothering me and wanting to talk to me. On the other hand, I've had more older women do this, so I don't know, maybe it depends on gender. I don't really think this is even a gendered issue. I think just older people like to talk to someone in general sometimes. So, I don't know. But if you're a woman and you've had this happen to you on a train in Japan, let me know down below, so get your perspective. Number 5, people who take their shoes off and have smelly feet. I've seen a few people do this on trains, and it's who does that? Why are you taking your shoes off on a train? It's not your house. I don't know. On the one hand, I imagine it's because lots of Japanese people, when they go in someplace to relax, they take off their shoes, but to me, it's don't do that on the train. Come on. Number 6, people who constantly mumble creepily to themselves. I can understand that, but to be honest, all the times I've seen that, I think that people had some kind of mental problem. So, although you don't want to sit next to those people, I can't really blame them. I mean, you have a mental problem, you have a mental problem. What are you supposed to do? Maybe they're going to the psychologist, hopefully. Number 7, people who think it's okay to talk loudly on the phone with their friends as they would at a club or bar. This is one of those things that really I don't care about, but in Japan, people really hate people talking loudly on the train or using cell phones on the train. And to be honest, I really don't understand why. It's this weird thing in Japan where they really like people to be kind of quiet, but then there's some things that are really loud and annoying that nobody cares about. For example, on the street, if someone's playing music loudly, people get angry. But if a political campaign truck goes down the street, they can just yell out all over the street talking about go Japan, vote for Mr. Yamasaki or whatever they say. And nobody cares. And the same thing when they're doing for trash pickup, they'll just yell, and I'm why is that okay, but somebody doing something else isn't? But I don't know, just one of the strange things about it. Sorry to go on that little rant. 8, guys who watch adult videos on their smartphone right next to you. I know what you're saying, really people doing that? And I haven't seen any videos, but people are doing things that are a little bit out of control. Also, one of the things with Japan is on the newspapers and things, they have lots of things that in other countries would be considered pornography. So they can show naked women for the most part in a newspaper. So you see somebody like reading that. Or I saw some woman using a tablet. I think she was reading a message board or something, but on like one side of it was just some woman completely naked. It was an ad for an adult website. And she was just doing this in the middle of the train. And I was like, everybody can see that. You're not going to cover that up. You're not going to use an ad blocker for that. That ad doesn't need to be blocked. Whatever. But it happens more than you'd think. 9, jerks who push your elbow off the armrest so they can claim it for themselves. I'm guessing this is an airplane or maybe a Shinkansen. But on Shinkansen, I don't think that probably happens there. So I'm guessing this is an airplane, but I can understand how that's annoying. And last one, 10, parents who'd rather play with their smartphones than take care of their fussy children. On the one hand, I can understand that's annoying. On the other hand, as someone who's a parent, sometimes kids are just out of control and you can't really take care of them. You know, they just don't want to stop crying or, you know, misbehaving. So I don't know. I see it from both angles. But these are the top 10 things. I believe it's all Japanese women. Yeah, 10 types of people Japanese women hate sitting next to on public transportation. If you've experienced any of these, let me know down below and let me know about any experience you had and which one of these you really hate. But if you like this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and until next time, see you.